It is extremely cold right now. Extremely, extremely cold. You have no idea. It hasn't been this cold in Riverside in a very long time. Don't do this at home, kids. It might not be a good angle, but it's definitely safer, so let's do this. Alright guys, I just got to the studio. It is 7:22. We are going to record a few podcasts, or actually 2 podcasts. And then after that, we'll see what happens. Everything's kind of based off of Joseph's time right now because he has a fight in a few days, so recording a podcast sometimes isn't the #1 thing on the schedule, but we still get things done around here. Let's do this. And we're in. My fingers burn. We are going to attach this bad boy to this Joby Gorilla Pod. It's supposed to be so that it can like shape into any sort of tripod that can grip onto different things. Right? It's a pretty neat thing. So, let's put that on there. It is so cold. It is so cold. Okay, here we go. Yeah! Look at that. So, right now, before Daniel shows up for our very new podcast, Milk and Cereal, where we talk about business and design, all sorts of fun stuff. I need to create some notes so that I have some talking points in today's podcast. I do not want to show up empty-handed. I should have done this before, but hey, better late than never. I'm a big procrastinator, but I still get the job done. Perfect. So I got 30 minutes. I've got 30 minutes to come up with some good notes. And yeah, so let's just, we'll just time-lapse it because I probably shouldn't be talking throughout this thing. I should probably really engage myself into this research. So let's just put you over here and time-lapse it. Okay, so just to share with you guys, just like my process whenever I'm coming up with a podcast, is we come up with the title and then I write some generic notes so that I have some things to talk about. I don't use my phone anymore because the mic and then also the recording system that I have, which is the Zoom H6, sometimes it picks up some feedback, so I'll get some buzzing noises like so I always want to write everything down on paper just in case. And then if I ever need to quote anything, sometimes I'll grab a book and then I'll look through it and I'll find just like a fun little quote that I can pull out of. And yeah, that way you can I kind of like move the conversation forward. I don't want to get into a point anywhere in these 30 minutes of this podcast with myself and Daniel. I don't want to get in a point where I get stuck and I don't know what to say. If I don't know what to say, I'll flip through here, or I even have notes from my previous podcasts. And yeah, so we pretty much that's how I get the job done with. And then once it's done after this, then I'll transfer this over to this computer, and then I'll be able to piece together the podcast, edit it a little bit, ship it, put that, the audio file from there and also the text file into my computer, and then I'll send it out to you guys in the matter of like, a few hours. I'm currently waiting for Daniel to show up. I think he's running like 5 minutes behind, which is okay, because I usually run like 5-15 minutes late whenever, I don't know, whenever I do anything. I'm always just slightly late. It is really, really cold, so I'm probably speaking really fast, and I've got to stay close to this little Kenmore heater that I just got. It's actually pretty cool, you should check it out. This is like the only thing that's giving me warmth right now. It is so cold, so cold. I believe Daniel just got here, so I am going to go and open up the gate for him. Yep, he just got here. 10 minutes late, Daniel. 10 minutes late. All right, I will see you in the front.
What's going on?
I'm good.
Like, what's going on there?
This pin says, it's okay to spend your life making art.
I like it. It is okay to spend your life making art. That way?
Yeah.
Are we going? Where are we going? Bush. Oh no, you had it.
Oh, sweet. Okay. All right.
We did 2 recordings yesterday.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I think is crazy because me and you kind of started the podcasting around the same time.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's kind of dope how good you've gotten at like talking to people?
Yeah.
In that setting, and you don't even realize like how
And you
much
can control
initially.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, let's do this. And I just did a podcast with you, and I'm like, I've been doing one every week for the past like 4 or 5 months.
The fun part is gonna be when like we start grabbing those sound bites.
Yeah.
And recreating, or like creating different pieces of content. That's gonna be fun. Joe.
Yeah, what's up?
You up and what are you up to?
I just got up.
Just after you eat or whatever and do your thing. I got Daniel right here with me.
Alright, so like 9:45?
Yeah.
10?
Yeah, 9:45, good.
Alright.
9:30 if you want to surprise me.
Alright.
Alright.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, send me some. Oh, son of an ass. So Daniel is now gone, and I am just finalizing our podcast that we just recorded. I have to get all of the audio edited and then get all the text together so that I can post it today. And yeah, and then get prepared for the podcast with my brother Joseph. The podcast was called Aim Twice, Cut. Very first podcast with Milk and Cereal, Aim Twice, Cut Once. I'm really stoked about this podcast that we just finished up because now I have 2 podcasts that talk about, well, one the podcast that talks about art and then one podcast that talks about business, which is like everything that I ever want to talk about. And then the other one is about failure, which just kind of like, I guess, cuffs over both art and business. And that's the Shut Up and Fail podcast. I'm really stoked to release these. And then if you want to, link in the description for the podcast so you guys can see how it turned out, all that jazz. So yeah, now I have to get this whole show rolling, and I also have to figure out what I'm gonna be talking about for the next podcast that I'm recording with Joseph, which that is the Landeros Brothers podcast. I wanted to write just some generic stuff because I wasn't really like, I'm not really that prepared, but I do want to bring it back to like the selfie. We haven't even came up with a topic for this one though.
Yeah.
So what do you want to make it? Do you have a lot of stuff on here?
Not really.
What kind of stuff do you have?
I have, so far, well, I suppose I have enough to run with. I just have some quotes in which I can like kind of create my own. Okay, so are we gonna turn off that heater or no?
Yeah. What'd you think about it?
Good. Sometimes I just kind of get lost track of what I'm saying, so I just kind of keep going.
I thought it went well. Second podcast, exporting, all done. So now I just need to post them on the website, and then that's pretty much it. All right, done with the podcast portion of the day. I'm gonna go eat. Okay.